So have you ever wondered, what country has the most world driver's titles? So if you know F1, then you're going to know that that good amount of countries have world driver's titles. And today in this video, I'm going to be going over all the countries that have world driver's titles and which one has the most. So, like, for example, Lewis Hamilton, he has 7 world driver's titles. So 7 world driver's titles go to Great Britain. So let's get this underway. So the countries that have 1 world driver's title, there are 4 of them. First one goes to Max Verstappen, who won it last year in 2021 for the Netherlands. So that's one. Another one is Canada, who have 1, with Jacques Villeneuve in 1997. Another one is Danny Holm in 1967 for New Zealand. And the last one is South Africa, who have 1 with Jody Scheckter in 1979. So, already starting off the bat, there's some you probably didn't know. Like, you probably didn't know that South Africa had 1 with Jody Scheckter in 1979. Or even New Zealand. But the most famous probably New Zealander is probably Bruce McLaren, because he was the man who invented McLaren. And maybe you didn't know Jacques Villeneuve from Canada. So now we're going to go on to the countries that have 2 world driver's titles. So there are 2 countries that have 2 world driver's titles. And those 2 countries are Spain and the US. Now we'll start with Spain. Both of them came from Fernando Alonso in 2005 and 2006. So he has 2. And the US have 2 with Phil Hill in 1961 and Mario Andretti in 1978. So those are 2 drivers, and there's obviously a bunch of other good US drivers back in like the 80s and stuff, and also a few other good Spanish drivers. But those are the only 2. Now we go to countries that have 3 world driver's titles. So these are countries that have there's only 1 country here that has 3 world driver's titles. That one goes to Italy, and all of them came in the 1950s. So yeah, the first one came in the first ever Formula 1 season. If you didn't know, Formula 1 started in 1950, and the first ever man to win it, and the first ever man to win the F1 World Championship was in 1950, and that man was called Farina. His last name was Farina, and he won in 1950. And then the other 2 came in 1952 and 1953 from Ascari. So yeah, again, I don't have their first names, so if I don't know them, that makes sense. Yeah, just saying, because like I know some of them, but I don't know all their first names. So yeah, 3 world driver's titles, but all of them came in the first 4 seasons of F1. So kind of funny, but is there going to be another F1 driver from Italy? Well, there's Giovinazzi, but he's probably not going to become a world driver title anymore because he's not Alfa Romeo. Now we have 4 countries that have 4 world driver's titles. So there's 4 countries that have 4 world driver's titles. Let's start off with France. All of them came from Alain Prost. So Alain Prost got all 4 driver's titles for France. 1985, 1986, 1989, and 1993. So he won 4 world driver's titles again in 1985, 1986, 1989, and 1993. So pretty good there. Next is Finland, who have 4 world driver's titles with Keke Rosberg in 1982, Mika Hakkinen in 1988 and 1999, and Kimi Räikkönen in 2007. And now we go to Austria that have 4 too. We have Rins, I don't know his first name again, Rins, who won in 1970. And we also have Niki Lauda, who won in 1975, 1977, and 1984. So once again, Rins 1970 and Lauda, who won in 75, 77, and 84. So now we can go to the final country, which is Australia. You probably maybe not notice Australia though. They won 4 world driver's titles, with 3 coming from Jack Brabham in 1959, 1960, and 1966. And also from Phil Jones in 1980. So yeah, 4 world driver's titles for Australia. Again, Jack Brabham from 1959, 1960, and 66. And also Alan Jones. Yeah, no, my bad. Alan Jones in 1980. So now we go on to the final 4. So yeah, final four are the only one that has 5 World Drivers titles is Argentina. All of them came from Juan Manuel Fangio, and he won his first in 1951, and he won the rest in 1954, 1955, 1956, and 1957. So yeah, he won a lot. And for he was he was probably in his 50s. I think he was 40. He was 46 when he won his final World Drivers title. That's actually kind of crazy. He won his final World Drivers title when he was 46 years old. Yes, he started when he was 40. That's kind of crazy. So that's kind of funny. And now we go to the third most, which is Brazil. Yes, Brazilian fans, be happy because Brazil has 8. You have 2 from you have 2 from Emerson Fittipaldi in 1972 and 1974. You have 3 with Nelson Piquet from 1981, 1983, and 1987, and then you have 3 also with Ayrton Senna in 1988, 1990, and 1991. So 8 there, and 3 World Drivers titles for Brazil. Right now, Brazil, there's not many good drivers other than Felipe Drogovic and Enzo Fittipaldi. But hopefully there can be more drivers. Hopefully there can be another Brazilian driver back up there. So now we go on to the second one, which is Germany. Germany, yes, they have 12 drivers titles, 12 championships. Oh, by the way, I just realized this. I forgot to mention, and I'm not including the UK, and I just forgot that I forgot to mention that there's 5 Scottish drivers world championships. 3 came from I'm trying to think this because I don't have it in front of me. 3 came from Jackie Stewart in 1969, 1971, and 1973, and there was 2 others. I forgot. I forgot the 2 other drivers that there are. Wait, who is it? I can't remember, guys. Sorry, but there is. You guys probably couldn't believe, but there actually is 5 Scottish driver world champions, and kind of crazy because 3 of them came from Jackie Stewart, and and now I just remembered 2 of them came from Jim Clark. That's it. Yes. So 3 came from Jackie Stewart in 1969, 1971, and 1973, and the other 2 came from Jim Clark in 1963 and 1967. No, 1965. I think it's Jim Clark won in 1963 and 1965. That's what I'm just saying. But yeah, Scotland does have 5 World Drivers titles, tied for 4. Kind of crazy because it's not that big of a country. So forgot to mention that. Now you know. And going back to Germany, Germany has 12 World Driver titles. They have 7 from someone that you might know called Michael Schumacher, who won in 1994, 1995, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, and 2004. You have another 4 from Sebastian Vettel, who won in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, and you have 1 from Nico Rosberg in 2016. So 12 in total for them. And now we go on to the winner, the country that has the most. It's of course England. It is England who have the most World Drivers titles. So England have the most. They have 1 with John Hawthorne in 1958. They have 1 with Graham Hill in 1962 and 1968. They have 1 from Jim Surtees in 1964. They have 1 from James Hunt in 1976. They have 1 from Nigel Mansell in 1992. They have 1 from Damon Hill in 1996. And then they have 7 from, I forgot to mention Jenson Button in 2009. and they also have 7 from Lewis Hamilton from 2008, 2014, 2015, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. So yeah, that's a lot. That's 15 driver's titles for England. So, what do you guys think? Did you like this little fun video about all the countries that have won world driver's titles? Is there some that you were surprised in? Are you surprised that maybe a big country like maybe a big country like Sweden hasn't won one, or maybe Russia hasn't won one. I'm just giving examples, but hope you guys like this video. If you did like it, then click the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.